Good morning, cadets. Today I'll be taking up the chapter The Ashes That
Good morning,
Made
ma'am.
Trees Bloom.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Some cadets are waiting.
Ma'am, still many have not joined, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yeah, 4 participants are waiting in the lobby. Let me.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Let me.
Ma'am, only 38 participants are there, ma'am.
There are 50 participants.
Ma'am,
Kindly
yesterday
just
are there
give it time.
78,
Okay.
ma'am. Now only 38.
Patna.
Yes, we resume the chapter. The cruel couple has killed the dog Mukko and buried the dead body or the carcass and heaped earth over it. The owner of the dog heard of the death of his pet and mourning for him as if he had been his own child, went at night under the pine tree. Now, you know, in the beginning of the lesson only, it has been told that the couple has treated the dog like their own child. And when they heard about the death of the child, this dog, they became shocked and they thought that they were behaving as if it is like their own child. So they went at night under the pine tree. Everybody is able to listen? Cadets?
Yes, ma'am.
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 Yeah, next paragraph.
Yes, ma'am.
He set up some bamboo tubes in the ground, such as are used before tombs, in which he put fresh flowers. So the old man, that good couple, they were so shocked by the death of the dog, as if their own child has died. So they went to that pine tree. They set up some bamboo tubes as if it is a tomb. Tomb, you understand? Tomb is a place where people are buried. Usually, we have that Muslims doing it, tombs.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, then he laid a cup of water, a tray of food on the grave, and burnt several costly sticks of incense. So they loved the dog so much that they kept water for it, food for it, and also incense sticks. That means agarbatti. They also lit some agarbatti before that tomb. He mourned a great while over his pet, calling him many dear names as if he were alive. The man became very emotional and he started to cry and call him many pet names as if he was alive. He wanted Mukko to come back. That night, the spirit of the dog appeared to him in a dream and said, "Cut down the pine tree over my grave and make from it a mortar for your rice pastry and a mill for your bean sauce." So the dog could not forget his master. So he came in his dream and told that you just cut down the pine tree over my grave and make a mortar for your rice pastry and a mill. So again, he is going to help them to be rich. The dog loves the master. Even after his death, he comes in the dream and tells him some good ideas. So,
Ma'am, what is the meaning of mortar?
mortar, just bring down the screen. Bring down the screen. Let me read the meaning. Meaning is there of mortar in that paragraph itself. Yeah, mortar means bowl. So we will
Bowl.
make a
Okay,
bowl for rice pastry and just see the picture how the dog has come in the dream of his master.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So this cadet Nitish, Aryan Malik, Yogendra, they are all late for the class. Cadet Prashant is waiting. Cadets, you have to join in time. This is very bad. I have reminded you that you are a cadet. You are not a student. I'd like to continue. So the old man chopped down the tree and cut out the middle of the trunk a section about 2. So the man did what the dog has told. With great labor, partly by fire, partly by chisel, he scraped out a hollow place as big as a small bowl. So he made it a small bowl. Then he made a long handle hammer of wood, such as used for pounding rice. So you are all living in villages, so you know that rice and all how it is done in the villages. When New Year's time drew near, he wished to make some rice pastry. When the rice was all boiled, Granny put it out into the mortar. So, Granny is the wife of that man. She put it, and then they planned that Christmas is there. We should make some rice pastry as suggested by Mukko. And when the rice was boiled, the lady put the mortar and then tried to make some pastry. And the man lifted the hammer to pound the mass into dough. Dough, you understand, when we, what you call, make a chapati, before that, we take the atta and pour some water and make a dough. That is called dough. And the pronunciation is dough, Dough. And the blows fell heavily and fast till the pastry was all ready for baking. So they took lot of efforts to make rice pastry, pounding and all these things they did. Suddenly the whole mass turned into heap of gold coins. So instead of pastry, what happened is that the things became gold coins. When the old woman took the hand mill and filling with beans began to grind, and the gold dropped like rain. So they got once again rich. Meanwhile, the envious neighbor peeped in at the window when the boiled beans were being ground. So here ground means grind, ground, ground. That is the noun verb form. Grinding, you know, we grind things. So the second form and third form of the verb ground is grind. And this cruel couple or the jealous couple, envious neighbor means very jealous. They are very jealous, and day and night they are peeping into the house of this good couple, and they saw this happening, that they are boiling beans and trying to make some rice pastry. At that time, it has become whole gold coins. Goody me, cried the old hag as she saw each dripping of sauce turning into yellow gold, until in a few minutes the tub under the mill was full of shining mass of gold. And once again, these people became very jealous that they have been helped by the dog and they have become once again rich. So the old couple were rich again. The next day, the stingy and wicked neighbor, stingy means miserly, conjuice, the conjuice neighbors who never helped others, that is called this stingy. So they once again felt very jealous, and they told the good couple, please give us your mortar and magic mill. And they were very simple people. They thought, okay, let them take it. They filled one with boiled rice and other with beans. Then the old man began to pound and the woman to grind. But at first blow and turn, the pastry and sauce turned into foul mass of worms. So what did they get? They got a lot of insects, worms, not gold coins. Till more angry at this, he chopped the mill into pieces to use as firewood. And the cruel couple, they became very, very angry. What did they do? They broke the mill and then put it into fire to use it as firewood. So they are very jealous. So the lesson we learn is that we should work hard. If we think that others are better than us and we feel jealous, we should not become jealous to the extent of harming the other person. You should try to become like them. You should try to take up their quality and implement in your life, and not being jealous and killing the dog Mukko, breaking somebody's mill. That is a very, very bad side of anybody's character. So, a very good message has been given. We'll take up the next part. Question answers will come back. Yeah, part 2. Not long after that, the old man dreamt again. The spirit of the dog spoke to him, telling him how the wicked people had burned the mill and made from the pine tree. So now again the dog always wanted to be with his master. He reappeared in his dream and told that the cruel couple, they had burned the mill. So again he told something else to be done. That is, take the ashes of the mill, sprinkle them on the withered trees, and they will bloom again, said the dog spirit. So that is the ghost of the dog, that is the spirit of the dog once again came, and the chapter's name of the chapter is coming, The Ashes That Made the Trees Bloom. So he told, you take the ashes. Ashes is when we burn something, that ash color or gray color powder, that is called ashes. You take the ashes and then just spread it on the trees which are dry. Withered trees means the trees which are dry, and then the trees will become green and there will be flowers on it or fruits, whatever the tree is. The old man woke and went at once to his neighbor's house, where he found the miserable old pair sitting at the edge of their square fireplace in the middle of the floor, smoking and spinning. So the cruel couple was there in the house, and this man went to take some ashes. From time to time, they warmed their hands and feet with the blaze from. So they were so cruel, they had burnt the mill and now they were getting themselves warm by the bits of the mill, while behind them lay a pile. The good old man humbly asked for ashes. And as you know, this good couple, they were well mannered. So he went and told the cruel couple, please give me some ashes of the mill you had borrowed from me. Though the covetous couple turned their noses at him. Turn their nose means to look with hatred. Why did he come to our house every time? And scolded him as if he were a thief. They let him fill the basket with the ashes. Okay, you want some ash? Take the ash and go. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo, it sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blooms which perfumed the air. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. So, as suggested by Mukko, the man went to that cruel couple, bought some ashes in the basket, and what happened, he brought he had a cherry tree which was dry and it was not blooming, and he sprinkled some ashes on that cherry tree, and the cherry tree bloomed once again. And suddenly, if the whole village thought that this tree was always dry. It never bloomed, and this news spread. Everybody was very, very curious to see, so they ran to this good couple's house to see the wonder. The covetous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make withered trees blossom. And the jealous couple also came to know such things have happened. So they took all the ashes from the fireplace and thought that we will also do some magic in the village. Yes,
Ma'am,
Karen.
the owner heard the death of his dog and he was very, very
Sad.
sad, ma'am. Uh, and he gone under the pine tree and set up the bamboo tubes around the some fresh flowers, ma'am, and put a laid cup of water and tray food. He burned several costly sticks,
Several,
ma'am.
several.
Several costly sticks, ma'am. He was calling his name. Mukko, where had you gone? What happened to you? The in the night, the old man has slept, ma'am. The dog spirit came to his dream and
Yeah.
said that he cut down the pine tree and
We
make
should
the
cut down the pine tree.
you should cut down the pine tree and make a bowl and mill of it.
Yeah. From the
Uh,
pine tree wood,
so
he should make a bowl and a mill.
and a mill. He cut down. After that, he thought that he put some boiled rice on in the mill and started to pounding it
Yeah,
and
pounding it.
the pounding it and the woman that she started to grinding the bean sauce. There was a very
Suddenly something
surprised.
unexpected happened. What happened?
The rice and bean sauce turned into gold
Yeah.
coins, ma'am.
Yeah, they became gold. Okay, Cadet
Gold.
Samarth, continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, shall I tell the second dream?
Now, yes, now you continue where Supriya has left. Now the
Ma'am,
gold coins have come.
the gold coins have came, ma'am. The cruel couples also heard this sins, ma'am. So they also started
They wanted to borrow.
borrow the gold coins, ma'am. So they
They did not want to
also
borrow the gold coin. They wanted to borrow the mill.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
They wanted to borrow the mill, ma'am. So they also took the bowl and made a pastry, ma'am. But the pastry would not turn into gold coins. It turned into a foul mass of worms, ma'am.
Okay. So it became
The
insects.
old man dreamed again. The spirit of the dog informed him about how the mill had been burnt. He then asked him to take the ashes of it on the trees, with hearing to make them bloom again.
Yeah, the dog came once again, told that take some ashes, and the ashes will allow you to bloom the dry trees.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, finished, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So what do we learn from this?
We should do
Always
hard work.
do hard work, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
should not be jealous of
Hard work
others.
from our
We
Yeah.
should not be jealous
We
from
should
others.
believe on our hard work,
We should
ma'am.
not have the feeling of
Ma'am,
jealousy.
we should not hurt others, ma'am. We should not take others' objects.
No,
Like
we
the
can borrow. Neighbors, there is give and take relationship.
And we should
nothing wrong.
not be jealous from
Yeah,
others.
basic thing is that we should never become jealous of others.
Jealousy.
Yeah,
Not be jealousy.
yeah,
Yes,
there
ma'am.
should be no jealousy of others. We should always try to believe in ourselves. We should go for hard
Believe in
work.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, never be jealous of others.
Yes, ma'am.